we're back with a festive special for I've never seen. You can probably tell by the apprehension in my voice that it's going to be quite something. I'm joined by Patrick once again. Say hello, Patrick.
Hello. I don't really know what I'm in for. They've ambushed me here.
Yeah, so we've not really explained to Patrick what's going on here. I've had to send files and stuff over, so you've seen a little bit of sort of what this is, but tried to keep it as deliberately as vague as possible so that we could sort of get your reaction to this. But for our festive special, our lovely editor, who definitely isn't holding us captive and torturing us with this, has found a Turkish Star Trek parody film thing. It's based on the original series. It's from 1973, and apparently it's bonkers. So we're going to watch it, we're going to commentate it, and we're going to react to it at the end, I guess. And try not to have us. But yeah, we're just going to crack straight on with it. So we'll try and hit play at broadly the same time. So if you're ready, Patrick.
3, 2, 1, play. Well, we know who has top billing. Oh, we know who has second billing. Oh, William Shatner will not be pleased.
Very interesting. They have just straight ripped the original series theme. There's no attempt there to conceal
that. Well, Scotty's way down there.
Oh yeah. I was kind of hoping that the character that was just called Green there was going to be Scotty. But no, so for people who don't know, and I didn't know until I ran with this is from a series of sort of parody films starring a character called Ömer the Tourist. It was a Turkish series in the 70s, apparently. There was about 20 of them, from what I'm told. No real connection between them other than this character of Ömer the Tourist, who is apparently a homeless person who travels from city to city and ends up in weird situations.
As you do.
As you do, yeah. Somehow he ends up in Star Trek in this one.
We're getting some notes on ulan or lan. Depending on the usage, it may mean, hey, my friend, you bastard, etc. Due to the wide range of usage, we have left this word as it is.
Yeah, so we should probably explain we're watching this with subtitles. It is in Turkish, being a Turkish film.
Yeah, hopefully that file is included with the video for our poor victims who are following with us.
Yeah, I will work out how to sort of distribute that, hopefully. But I can't imagine they're chasing copyright on this. I can't imagine they were obeying copyright law in the first place when they made it.
Right? I mean, this is clearly stock footage, just very poorly processed.
Yeah, and again, with the original series theme tune playing in the background, they've not made any attempt to hide.
I mean, there's Turkish Star Wars, Turkish Superman. I don't know if they had this tourist guy.
Yıldız tarihi 2521.1 Gezegen Orin 7'nin yörüngesine girdi. Görevimiz yıllardır burada yaşamakta olan Profesör
Kraller'den bilimsel I don't know if that's just his background.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's Kirk and Spock. Spock doesn't really have ears. He has eyebrows.
Well, possibly. I'm not sure. I think I saw an image of this at some point with a very pointy-eared Spock, so I don't know if that is them or not. But
oh, maybe. I'm certainly not sitting in the chair. Ah, okay. The real Kirk is yellow.
Ne kadar kaldı Mr. Soy? 1327.28 kaptan. Sir Spock. Evet kaptan, ben Spock. Sizi dinliyorum. Doktor McCoy'a haber verin. Muayene bitsin.
I'm still seeing subtitles, and that is the Kirk.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, we'll roll with it, and they'll appear at some point. I don't think we'd be understanding what was going on, even if we could hear what they were saying.
I also think I'm getting some kind of echo.
We'll move my mic further away, see if that
Süratimizde hiçbir azalma yok.
Oh, there we go. I've got subtitles now.
Gezegenine yaklaşıyoruz Mr. Spock.
Yeah, same.
Barfızı 3'e ayarlansın. Peki Mr. Spock. İniş hazırlıkları tamam kaptan. Teşekkür ederim.
Ooh, he's got the eyebrow move.
Tamam, gelin.
Yep.
Teşekkür ederim doktor.
And a yellow shirt, interestingly.
Doktor,
No science division for Spock in this one.
Bir sizin bir de Mr.
Nope.
Spock'ın kaldı.
Or Spack, I think the credits said he was called in this.
Yapacaksınız. Lüzum yok. Kalp atışı 1340. Bizi öldürebilecek bir basınç onu ancak güldürebilir. Siz insanlardan değişik bir bünyeye sahip olmamı sizi kızdırıyor mu doktor? Mr. Spock, siz volkanların bütün bir tür olduğunuzu kabul ediyoruz. Sinirlenmeyin. Sinirlenmek mi? Böyle mantıklı şeyler...
Finalize the examinations. That's ominous.
Yeah, just a bit. What on earth has happened to Kirk Rex?
Donuktur biliyorsunuz. Ama siz insanlardan her zaman daha güçlüyüz. Bunu unutmayın. Artık bunları bırakalım Mr. Spock. Gezegen hakkında bilgi verin. Gezegende profesör ve karısından başka canlı yok kaptan. Yalnız robotlar var. Öyleyse Mr. Spock gezegene inmek için doktorla beraber nakil odasına geçebilirsin. Emredersiniz.
Yes, for a context for the people listening along, we seem to only have subtitles for about half the dialogue, and I imagine that's just to simplify it because I don't know, maybe it's strange language or what, but
Yeah, technobabble must be
a little bit confusing.
Oh, Janice! They have Janice Rand in this. Certainly more than the show itself did.
Yeah. And more than 3
What?
colours of uniform as well.
Atmosphere test for Mr. Spock, too. Actually, that's not necessary. His pulse rate is 1340. A pressure that may kill us will only tickle him. That is so many kinds of wrong that I can't even focus on this terrible transporter effect.
We appreciate that you Vulcans are superior species, he says. Oh dear.
Such an illogical emotion does not exist for us. Debate against Mr. Spock. I mean, somebody clearly watched the show and understood it.
Yeah, but it seems like they only wrote half the dialogue. We've never seen the show wrote the other half.
Durumunu bilmiyoruz. Tetikte olmalıyız. Darnell, siz bizimle gelin.
Wait a minute, no living creatures having the professor and his wife. This is the man trap.
I was just about to say that. This is, Wow, okay.
Profesör Krater. Bayan Krater.
Wait, they're still going at warp 2 when they're on the... What?
Right?
The Enterprise is
thinking
traveling
of
at warp 2 whilst they're on the planet. That okay.
Leonard.
Nancy.
Like, I would be interested
Oh.
to go back and look at the man trap just to see how closely it parallels. Like, clearly
I was
there's
gonna
some
say-
extra exposition, but
Well, I was going to say, because he just... the whole McCoy and... I think she's called Nancy in the Man Trap too, so that's definitely a... It is definitely just a Man Trap.
I swear I remembered that shot.
İyi günler efendim.
Because they had the whole thing of, like, her being McCoy's ex in that, didn't they?
Bir şey mi var Darnell? Eğlence gezegeninden bir kıza benzettim de. Darnell, Green'in yanına gitsen iyi olacak. Baş üstüne.
Yeah, it seems like there's subtitles when we
Siz alınca her
don't
şey
really need them, and no subtitles when we really do need them.
Yeah, it's something.
Darnell, they're using the same red shirt.
It's literally just a riff of the Man Trap.
Burası ne kadar sıcak değil mi?
I
So
mean-
far.
Given the audience, like, I certainly understand, like, in the 70s, nobody thought that anybody would see this apart from a narrow target audience.
That's true.
Çok eski bir konu. Şöyle bir bakalım.
I don't think it was called Crater in Man
Biliyorum
Trap, so that's
raporlar almaya
definitely
geldiniz. Ben her zamanki gibi
It was-
gönderebilirim. Sağlığımızı kontrol etmek. Sağlığımızı
It
kontrol
was something
etmek.
similar, though. Also, there wasn't a naked guy.
No, where did he come from?
Sözleriniz bitti.
Did you just, like, not see that?
To be honest, no. I was focusing on Professor Crater's weird, like, Ministry of City Walks entrance.
Ama 25'inde değil. Tartışmanız yersiz. Doktor onun nişanlı olduğu günlerdeki gözüyle görmüş. Siz ise bugünkü haliyle. Bu gezegende...
Well, he's just in the background of all the shots.
Doktor karımın bir zamanlar sizinle nişanlı olduğunu unutsanız iyi olur.
Like, he had to move between those two shots to be in the background of both of them.
And they had the line about, oh, it looked like this other girl, but they didn't actually depict that visually.
Yeah. Well, I imagine this was somehow even lower budget than the actual episode, to be fair.
Planet Fun is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Adamıma ne olduğunu bilmek istiyorum.
Profesörü bulamamıştım. Dönerken tayfanıza rastladım. Elinde borciye fidanı vardı. Bir şey dememe vakit kalmadan bunu ısırdı.
I was wondering when this tourist is going to show up.
I was just wondering.
Like, we're a respectable clip in. Colonel Spock.
That's different. Okay.
Maybe he outranks Kirk in this version too.
That'd be
Instead of not just getting first billing.
Nedenini henüz bilmiyoruz. Doktor otopsi için yukarıya geliyor. Kompüter hazırlanırsa iyi olur. Ben Gran'la etrafı araştıracağım. Ben de aşağıya geleyim mi?
After she's a cool woman, but not 25. Your discussion is inappropriate.
Gemiyi terk etmeyin. Anlıyorum. Pekala.
Well, they figured that out fast.
They did, yeah. I imagine they're trying to rush through the plot of this a bit to get to the tourist.
Bana derhal bildirmenizi istiyorum. Tamam Mr. Spock. Garip. Ölünün vücudu sapsağlam. Neredeyse kalkıp yürüyecek. Borca bitkisi alkolü zehirlenmelere yol açabilir.
Yeah, the uniform colors are a lot more diverse.
Yeah,
Blue, green, gray. And then I thought we had the gold shirts, but then like the yellow shirts turned up.
I imagine it was a case of find some random cheap sweaters and stick a badge on them, to be honest.
Araştırmalarınıza başlayabilirsiniz. Bakalım ne bulacaksınız. Hayali bir katil mi?
I mean, honestly, I'd stack that control room up against the ones from the Godzilla movies at the time. I figured he'd be an android, and like the only reason I figured that was just sort of like original series literacy. But
Yeah.
you know, indeed, he is an android. He looks vaguely like Adam Driver from this angle.
As well.
O zaman makinesiyle ne yapacaksın?
Senin için bir kurtarıcı bulacağım.
Anlamadım.
I'm not sure if the subtitles are out of sync with the... Oh, no, I think it is right. It just confused me a bit.
Eski çağlardan bir canlı çekiciyim buraya.
I mean, I'm kind of just taking this in stride. Like, we're not quite in sync, and I dialed down my audio so I could hear your audio. But I'm just like vibing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, now there's a car, and we're filming on location.
Where did that come from?
So there's a wedding. This is how our tourist is going to get in.
I imagine so.
Eve bırakıp kaçmak var mı? Serseri misin sen ya?
Yeah, now the subtitles are just clearly from the preceding scene.
Gördün mü? Bu bir görüşte...
Well, I was going to say either that or they're doing a piece of the action now.
Bana bak başımıza iftira mı? Yürü lan. Ne iftirası be? Başka adam bulamadı dedim bu kadını iteleyecek.
Yeah, like I'm hearing the clapping from this scene, but the dialogue is all still back on Crater's planet.
Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on, to be honest.
I imagine they're about to beam up Ömer the Tourist somehow, who is getting married. You know, for that extra layer of tragedy.
With a gun pointed at him.
Atılgana katil olarak teslim edeceğimiz insanı bulduk. Şimdi buraya çekmeli onu. Cevabınızı bekliyoruz.
So they're trying to find Salt, and instead they're going to get this guy.
I guess.
Allah'ım yarabbim bir sebep yap be. Toz et beni buradan. Kurtar beni, yok et buradan.
Yeah, transporting a living organism from the past. Yeah, now he's gone.
I mean...
Wow, that's... Okay, I think they beamed this homeless guy from Earth's past so that they can feed him to Nancy for the salt. And it's like, that cannot be the most efficient way to get salt.
No. Or even people. If we're going down the whole sacrificing people to her route.
You can't just impregnate our sister and escape. No.
Oh god, the android's back.
She's... Okay, now we're getting the subtitles from the other scene, and they're kind of a riot.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing why Lan is untranslated. Very contextual.
Yeah.
I mean, we can make fun of this, but as a tonal shift, it's not that different from what Star Trek 4 pulls off.
I guess, yeah. I feel like Star Trek 4 is like possibly more competent at it, but
well, yes. No dispute there.
What? The guy's walk is just sending me.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna feed him to Nancy and then tell the Enterprise crew that he's the murderer.
Oh, okay.
I guess there's at least layers to this evil plan. Not to mention his sideburns. Yow. It's like instead of the pointy Starfleet sideburns, it's like a double point, like an axe instead of a sword.
I think the subtitles are caught up now.
Yeah, closer anyway.
Honestly, I feel like with how baffling this is, I think just having the subtitles in the wrong place adds to the experience more than anything.
Yeah. Like, this is basically just Weird Wednesday at the Alamo Draft House. This is exactly the kind of stuff they dig up. They've probably showed this before if they could get the license.
Quite possibly.
İyi dinle beni şimdi. Ölen adamın katili bulunmadıkça Atılgan ekibi gezegenimizden gitmez.
Oh wow, that's one hell of a bold pass.
Possibly one hell of a comb over, more like.
Wow, yeah.
Ulan sen kışa ne güzel yanarsın be abi. Bunun kuruması bitmiş idare ettim. Ya abicim o kız nereye gitti o kız? İşi vardı. Öyleyse al sen devam et. Profesör Krater. Profesör Krater. Bunu hemen aşağı götür.
Not sure if that subtitle was correct or not. What very briefly popped up on my screen there was "Let me go kiss my corpse."
Oh wow!
I'm not 100% sure that was the right.
I'm not sure we're getting the same subtitles.
I don't know, to be honest.
You'll stay here for a certain time period.
That's what's on my screen as well.
Right.
So.
Başka işiniz kalmadı mı? Benden uğraşıyorsunuz. İşimiz çok profesör. Karınız nerede? Herhangi bir kazıdadır. Peşine nöbetçi koyalım.
Honestly, I might at some point before this episode goes out try and type up all of the subtitles and see if there's any semblance of a coherent plot in them.
You lick my... That's from the previous scene. You lick my hand, you're going to give birth to quintuplets.
That's...
Well, so because all the gags from the wedding, which were also in the subtitles in the subsequent scene, he was marrying this person because she was pregnant. And he was claiming all he ever did was make eye contact with her once.
Right, okay. I missed that in the subtitles.
Well, understandable, because they were on the wrong scene.
Well, yeah.
You know, so talking about someone's battery going down.
Sebebi?
Bilinmiyor. Vücudu normal tuzu yok olmuş.
Nancy ile profesör bizden tuz istediler. Duydun mu Spark? Evet kaptan. Bu tuz meselesinin üstünde durmanı istiyorum. Zehirlenme yok. Mr. Spark, dinliyorum. Garip bir katil var karşımızda.
Yeah, now like Kirk is very clearly saying, Mr. Spock, do something, but I don't know what it is.
Ölünün vücudunda tıbben açıklanması imkansız bir tuz tüketimi var. Siz dediysen tuz istemiştiniz.
I was thinking that the audio wasn't synced because we were synced, but I also think the audio is just not synced.
Yeah, I mean, 70s, to be fair. No budget 70s.
70s? The Godfather's from the 70s.
Yeah, but that's Godfather had a budget.
Granted, that's not the Turkish exploitation industry.
Well.
Biz altın kızlarız.
Sen de mi altınsın?
Evet.
Her tarafınız altın mı?
Evet.
Lan sizi bozdurup harcamalı. Yahut da bir
Yeah, this is Spock's dialogue in the subtitles now, I'm guessing.
Pek altın da geldi bu fotoğraf.
Okay, well, now there's at least 3 gold women.
Sen de mi altın? Evet. Her tarafınız altın mı? Evet. Lan sizi bozdurup harcamalı. Yahut da bir...
Okay, well, now there's at least 3 gold women.
3 altın da geldi bu fotoğraf.
What episode are we looking at? Is this supposed to be Mud's Women, maybe?
Maybe.
I feel like they're pulling from a few different ways.
Or Goldfinger.
Oh, yeah.
Şuradalar. Allah müstakil versin. Bulmuşsun güzel güzel altın kızları yediriyorlar içiriyorlar ondan sonra da gülmüyorsun be. Hadi bir gül bakayım. Ha ben sevince gülersin demeyin. Bu kadar telaşlandığınıza göre mantıken onu tanıyor olmalısınız. Abi.
I like that they subtitled that as NACL rather
Yeah,
than
I was just thinking.
Herkül! Katili buraya getir. Çabuk ol Herkül. Ya dur kızlarına bir laf edelim altın kızlarına ya.
When you work on that salt thing, no poisoning. Do you just order Spock not to poison the scientists? I guess if you don't tell Spock not to poison someone, they're just...
Yeah.
Makine mi? Ha? Bu da makine.
Well, at last, the famous Ömer has met Mr. Spock.
Saçlar bir acayip.
Our two top billed characters are together.
And of course, he immediately takes the piss out of the ears.
Homurdanıyor be. Yemeğe götürüp kendisine inceleyelim.
Presumably.
Uh-oh, here comes the nerve pinch.
That was quite the scream.
The security guy's in two different colors. Oh, hey! The women have pistols, too. We hardly ever saw that in the original series.
I'm guessing that's supposed to be... Well, I'm guessing is that Uhura in the middle?
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's Uhura and Rand in a generic one.
Yeah.
Apparently they brought him to the bridge instead of the brig, and now he's gonna just be boorish at these women. Like, I would have shot him a long time ago.
So, yeah. I was going to say, they're not doing a great job of guarding the bridge. We're just letting them wander in.
Kaptan emrinizi bekliyorum. Süper sen misin? Bize 4 tane çay gönder ama demli olsun anladım. Ha. Yapmayın evladım.
Okay, the Adam Driver android is called Hercules. That's at least original. The music sounds like it's trying to be like that funky music they used sometimes on the old show, but they're not actually using the track.
Yeah. I thought he was going to kiss Spock for a moment there. That's very progressive for the early 70s.
Yabancı bir ırk. Vücudunu incelemeliyim. Ben de beynini. Başka bir galaksiden gelmiş olmalı. Tepkileri insanınkini andırıyor.
Oh man, he was putting down Spock's hairdo.
Hop. Beni bilmem ama senin herhalde annen başka gezegenden. Baban da keçi gezegeninden. Ne haber? Öyle mi doktor?
Uh-oh. Eyebrow.
Yep.
Bozuldu dede. Doktor ben bu işin içinden çıkamıyorum.
Be polite monster is your father? Is that an I did your mom joke?
Yanımda değil ama. Ben Ömer Turist Ömer yani. Elini ver bakayım. Elini sıkmak istiyorum.
This is quite simple. What was that?
He just keeps throwing eyebrows at the audience. The audience isn't pissing you off, Mr. Spock.
Yeah, don't blame us. We don't want to be here either.
They're just showing off that they found a guy who could do that. I still can't do that.
Koltuğuna otur kaptan. Adeta beynim durdu. Sende beyin yok ki kulak var.
Orders beam into space.
Yeah. Just get rid of the sucker.
Toplantı yapıp durumu gözden geçirmeliyiz.
4 cups of tea. Earl Grey, hot.
Kaptan bu yarası acayip bir gezegenden gelmiş.
Imagine if they actually said that though, and it turned out that TNG had stolen that.
Oh man.
The writers of TNG started to pay royalties.
See, I feel like that's the kind of thing that would happen today because fans run everything and they're super meta and ironic.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's turned off the inertial dampers.
I would say that sounded like an R2-D2 sound effect.
Huh. Too early, but...
Well, yeah, true.
I'm not sure about maybe your mother's from another planet and your father's from the planet of goats.
Ben de tek vapurla gelirim abi. Ya
I'm so
doktor, vicdan
confused.
hesabım gibi başım.
You don't have the mental capability to keep track of what happened in the scene before and then what the subtitles are saying now.
Beni bayağı
So I'm
I
still
mean-
on the road here.
Yıldız
Yeah,
tarihi.
we're just kind of along for the ride. My birth certificate is not with me, but my name is Ömer the Tourist.
Profesör tarafından
Okay.
Türkiye'ye teslim edilen yaratıcı.
Does it say Ömer the Tourist on his birth certificate?
I guess.
First name Ömer, middle name the.
Naturally. So basically, they think Ömer is the salt vampire. Yeah, they're like cutting back to the planet, I guess, so they can have the ironic ending where she eats her husband, and then we can just be done with it and cut back to the ship.
I guess.
Maybe I'm being too logical and applying too much of a story structure.
So we are only like a third of the way through this somehow.
Yeah, no, she turned into a security guard and is trying to get beamed up.
Ben Ergren. Görevim bitti.
This is the first time we've seen it shapeshift. I would be really confused if I hadn't pegged this as the man trap.
Yeah.
Like, imagine just coming into this cold.
Well, that's it. Like they're banking on people not having seen Star Trek enough to sort of call them out on it, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make any
mean,
sense.
Hopefully in Turkish, someone mentioned the shapeshifting.
Quite possibly, yeah.
I mean, not that it was ever super clear in the episode itself, because somehow it appears different ways to different people, but also physically shapeshifts.
Yeah.
Yani bu be.
Man, I don't know.
Misyonlara bakalım. Saldır. İndir. Kaldır.
Captain's logbook, stardate 2520.2. We could place this in the timeline.
So that's earlier than any of the original series, isn't it?
Kaldır. Yeter.
No, the pilots were like, Sampa was like 1312 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you ask me how I know that, I will have to kill you.
Kaldırsana kızım yoksa.
I'll take that.
No. It's just because the only VHS tape I had of the original series as a kid was the pilot, so.
Lütfen susun biraz. Olur mu ya? Allah Allah. İnsanlar konuşuyor demişler. Ben konuşmazsam ölürüm.
Apparently it was the first full-color copy of The Cage anywhere, like they had just dug it out of the archive.
Oh, wow, fair enough.
There had been a previous release where the footage from the menagerie was spliced with black and white footage to recreate it.
Benim beyinsiz oldum ya.
Right.
Yok.
Because that didn't... The Cage in any form didn't release until after TNG started, did it?
Üstünüze afiyet üşütmüşüm biraz bağırsaklarımı.
Aside from the form of the menagerie itself, yeah.
I don't remember, yeah. I only know that because I've got a website saved on my phone that lists all the episodes in release order, and it's got the Cage like halfway through TNG.
I mean, keep in mind, this would have been at the end of TNG. TNG started the year I was born, so
Right.
you can tell how old I was in each season by what the number of the season is. Anyway, we're digressing, but that's because this movie took a right turn into boring. Like, we're not getting any subtitles for this scene.
It's it's just for people who are listening along and not watching. It's just been like 5 minutes of them sat in Medbay doing fuck all.
Yeah, it's clearly supposed to be like a cringe comedy kind of scene, but none of it lands for us.
Yeah.
One thing that is funny, actually, I'll give him that. They have medical devices hooked up to his hat, among other areas of his face.
Yeah, okay, that is funny.
Şimdi Allah rahmet eylesin yok. Canavar Vasfi bir arbedede arkadan vurdu rakipleri Kasımpaşa'da.
You talk like a Jaffa Seabuck, that's funny. That's actually quite funny.
Bu derece ilkel bir canavar olamaz. Canavar Vasfi'ydi be. Öyleyse bu ne?
Maybe I'm
Ulan
just
ben
going to listen to comics and trying to find something to enjoy.
Sonra anlayacaksınız kıymetimi yalnız ha. Demek bunda yalan söylemişim ha?
If I don't talk, I die, Doc. Right, girls? Yeah, he's now flanked by like different mini-skirted crew members.
Those are very mini as well.
Are they much shorter than the originals? They may have been more faithfully reproduced than the men's outfits.
Fair. I think they're a bit shorter. You wouldn't want to run in those, I'll put it that way.
Well, depends who you're with.
Araştırmayı genişletin. Emredersiniz kaptan.
If I lied, may God make me paralyzed.
Thank you, Mr. Spock.
Right.
Apparently they're just letting him wander around the ship now.
Arkadaş burada mı? Kim? Kaba kulak.
You ready for the intelligence test? I can't imagine he's going to pass that.
Dur açayım sen. Açılın. Hadi yürü.
What?
Anca
Okay. The
Debate the
tornaces with the torny mechanism crosses from back or so. What are you talking about, dude? I don't know. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Galakside bunlardan milyonlarca var.
Just keep saying what happens in backside. I don't think it's PG, so answer that.
And we got a whole special note about the contextual significance of Lan and Ulan, and they just had that.
Yep.
Abi ne olur 30 kilometreden fazla gitmeyelim. Hem bana dokunuyor hem de bakarsın
A
trafik
hurly
cezası.
burly and passing passer. What is this? This is. Oh,
Hadi
It
ya.
can't be a monster this primitive.
this feels like something you'd find like
Yani uzay
in like 2005 on some like shitty SNL knockoff that they're trying to pretend is an old Turkish film.
İş yapıyorum.
I mean,
Oh yeah, we
yes.
definitely didn't just make this 20 minutes ago.
Raporları getirin. Deniz
This
raporları
is definitely from.
I mean,
the
there's production value here. Like we've had multiple sets.
Oh, yeah, but-
Gel bakayım Deniz yarın.
I don't think we've had many good ones.
Well, no, and we're not going to, but that's just the name of the game.
Well, like you could say the same about half of the original series, to be fair.
Tepe tepe kullanıyor.
Well, yeah, but that has
Aa, bu makine ne?
that has production value too, corresponding to its time, etc.
Yazdım.
You know, what this did make me think of as soon as I heard the premise is like a reverse Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I see.
Makine kadın konuşuyor ya. Tabii konuşuyor.
Also, it's kind of a isekai in one sense.
Bir salde ben.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh my! It's a genre, and it picked up that name in Japanese anime because that's a whole like subspecies. But you can argue that other things are too. It's basically a form where you have a character from the real world who is taken into a fantasy world and
Right, okay.
is successful or not there.
Hadi.
Please don't fly over 30 kilometers an hour. With the speeding penalty.
Konfeder bu haftaki total neticelerin nedir?
There aren't that much kilometers on the Earth. We're not on the Earth. We're in space.
Raporlarımı mahvettiniz Mr.
Oh man, we're seeing way too much of this guy's chest hair.
Oh yeah.
Sen de bizim totalın içine ettin ya bir şey diyor muyuz ya? Ulan senin de konfider gibi Allah'ım sana. Kalleş konfider. Kaptan yıllık iznimi alabilir miyim?
You know, I gotta say about this Turkish Kirk, he rocks the mullet.
Neden Mr. Spock?
He does.
Buradayken kalmak istemiyorum.
Unless a man wouldn't have been able to pull it off.
Şimdi özür dileyeceğim.
I'm not convinced he can either, but
Ya uzatsana elini kardeşim Allah Allah. Yazıhaneye gel.
See, if I was a real fan, I would be ranting right now about how unrealistic it is to have Spock shake hands with a human.
I think Spock repeatedly turning to camera and raising his eyebrow is probably the more unrealistic bit.
Honestly, as far as pastiche goes, just like sticking him into an episode is a reasonably successful approach.
Yeah,
Like
it's
I feel
not
like I feel like nowadays Star Trek references are almost a little too self-aware. And it went to the point where, you know, Star Trek 2009 is kind of almost written into a pretzel in order to have Kirk be the rebellious Kirk that we thought we remembered from the original series.
Yeah.
Oh God, stop touching her face and licking yourself.
What?
Why are you just standing there, woman?
I think is she the salt vampire, or is that just a
No,
random
he's
one?
the salt vampire.
Oh, he's the salt vampire. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and okay, so leave it to them to add another layer of grossness because I don't think there were any female victims of the salt vampire in the original episode.
Not that I remember now.
Cennet ses bültecini ver.
I will say, like,
Versene kızım, versene.
most of the characters look fucking ridiculous. The
Ver şunu ya.
actress that they've got to play Janet Rand actually looks a decent amount like her.
You're
Some
just
relative-
appreciating the mini skirt.
No. What do you take me for? What is he doing?
It's a flashlight. I mean, but that's pretty fair because the original series used a straight up microphone as a prop.
Fair.
Oh, now he's attached it to a string and it's dangling from the ceiling, but I think it's supposed to be anti-gravity because the tourist is going like, whoa.
I don't.
But even at this resolution, you can see the string. It's not even a white string.
Yeah. Oh dear, I'm losing the will at this point. This is quite something.
Okay, it's a black string. He's picking it off the hook. Okay, I may have been over-interpreting.
I would say maybe it wasn't. Yeah. What is he doing with it? I mean, I'm assuming the era that they pulled this bloke from was contemporary to when the film came out, which means he should know what a flashlight is.
Right?
He seems very
I mean, I don't
confused.
think it's supposed to be a flashlight.
Possibly.
One thing that I always thought was kind of a nice touch in the Savage Curtain is Abraham Lincoln is just as weirded out by recorded music as he is by, the spaceship.
Yeah, that's a nice sort of touch.
Bütün birlikler kırmızı alarm.
And now they're at red alert for some reason.
Oh, is that what okay.
3 ve 5 güverteler tam hazırlık. Ya bırak hazırlığı, bunun davasını oldu diyorum be. İnan ya.
Why is this guy not in the break?
Anlaşılması falan yok, anlaşıldı.
He's just causing trouble.
Ya bana bak, hazırlar atışa hazır ol. Ya atış ettirme diyorum sana. Bak, kendi yüzünden oluyor.
Well, I mean, they can't actually throw him in the brig because then it's
Well, yeah,
it'd be like if Frankenstein ate Abbott and Costello,
Şimdi ben bunu böyle tutunca bak.
Right.
Bak yok.
Okay, I think I follow.
I mean, and to be fair, there have been actual Star Trek episodes about this dumb to accommodate some guest star.
Alarm bütün birlikler yerler.
Yeah.
Abicim şu
Oh,
makinenin al.
with that red alert again. Okay.
Karnımın açlığı bana yetiyor. Teşekkür ederim Mr. Tourist. Rica ederim estağfurullah.
Sound reflector is on maintenance.
Tamam ama
Okay, maybe that's what the thing was supposed to be. Again, just to if you're not following along with the subtitles from the previous scene catch up to us about when we're watching the subsequent scene.
Bütün görevliler raporlarını
Oh
bildirsin.
god, he's still got the woman.
3 ve 5
Right?
This is
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yes.
Oh, just cut away.
That's
Okay.
a fancy goblet.
Su verenlerin, ekmek verenlerin çok olsun. Allah'ıma yarabbim, çok şükür doyduk. Bir de uzay sigarası yakayım bakayım şimdi.
You know, I'm guessing we're happier not hearing what he's saying to all the female yeomen or officers or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to know.
Duman altı olmazsak iyidir bu görünmez sigarayla.
There's the red alert's just caught up on the subtitles.
They keep where do Kirk and Spock keep going? Because they keep returning to the bridge, but from where?
Ne haber? Hiç ses
I
çıkmıyor
mean, we could come up with all sorts of theories about where Kirk and Spock are hiding
Not
each
even-
other. To
I'm
be
not even
honest.
sure that would rate a no prize.
Adam sesin çıkmıyor böyle fark ettim. Bana bak.
What's a Turkish knockoff of a no prize?
Efendim?
Ah,
Küçükken baban çok mu
I don't know.
çekiyordu?
I don't know enough Turkish to come up with a joke there.
Mr. Tourist. Peki sizin ülkede insanların
Or any
kulakları bu
Turkish for
kadar
that matter.
uzun olursa eşeklerinki ne kadardır acaba?
Indeed.
Hadi ya. Bizde de aksine aklın durur. Bir eşek vardır böyle kum gibi namussum. Allah canımı. Hem kanımız da yeşildir. Yeşil mi?
End of emergency situation. Everyone back on work.
What was the emergency situation, though?
Eğer süt
He
içersen
was playing with the sound manipulating flashlight.
sallanır durursun.
I guess.
Çocuklarınızı
Don't ever
anlamıyorum.
touch it.
It's actually a decent gag, assuming it's a gag, because the sound manipulating device in Court Martial was just a microphone.
Yeah, that's fair.
An illogical sound comes out of his stomach. Mr. Tourist is right. He's hungry.
Jesus Christ.
Buyurun kaptan. Başsın. Benimle gelir misiniz?
Nereye?
Çiçekliğe.
Gelirim tabii ama rica edeceğim. Bir dakika. Allah'a ısmarladık Mr. Spock, sivri kulak. Biraz da buraya bak, kaba kulak. Elimi vereyim de fala bak.
I'm sure a lot of the awkwardness in the dialogue is down to the translation, but
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have major respect for any fan sub. I mean, I only speak English. And over there in the UK, you would probably say I don't even do that.
let's not get into that.
I haven't got enough U's.
But I'm not. I'm choosing to ignore that because we're going to get into an argument.
Spocketten. Okay, that's an interesting diminutive.
Yeah.
Hey, look, why are your ears so sharp? Did your father pull them a lot when you were a kid? In Vulcan, everybody has this kind of long ears, Mr. Tourist. So the human in your country has so long ears, then how long are the ears of the donkeys there? We don't have donkeys. Really? We have too many donkeys like sand. You can't believe it, I swear. Our blood is green. Another, genuine detail.
Yeah,
Never drink milk, then. If you drink milk, you'll be green and white like the jersey of FC Vepa.
And you struggle not to relegate that. I'm guessing that was really funny as a
soccer joke, yeah.
It's absolutely no sense today. But...
Bunları ama o kendileri zor doğurmuşundur yani.
Biz bunları kendimiz yetiştiririz.
Peki bunların babası kim?
Mr. Spock.
Aa. O ne Spock?
Hey, Rand's been promoted to lieutenant.
There you go.
Beni değil çiçekleri sever.
Sen ne yapasın?
Still being given the
Çiçeklere bakın.
shit job.
Also, this looks just like the botany lab.
It does,
and they're doing the salt shakers. Like someone did research.
Yeah.
Şakacıydım. Şimdi şakacılık.
There's some
I can only imagine the most dedicated Star Trek fan in Turkey getting brought onto this as a consultant and possibly hating themselves after.
Quite possibly.
Ya çiçek et yer mi be?
They've got the little hand puppet plant.
Evet, hep yiyen bir çiçektir bu.
They've mentioned Sulu a couple times in the subtitles, but I'm not sure they've actually showed him.
Burası ya.
I can't tell whether they didn't show him or whether he just looks nothing like Sulu.
I mean, either or, but this was his scene in the original episode. That's why I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Ne yapıyorsun ya? Şşt! Senin çiçeklerden biri büyümüş de el yapıyor Allah başlasın güzel. Çok
I don't.
çok olsun.
O çiçek değil,
The salt vampire thing was supposed to be somewhat intelligent enough to probably know that looking people's hands is a bad way of blending in.
I mean, to be honest, it is kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Tayfa giren ama çıktı yani tayfa
They don't
giren.
seem to be trying to find the monster, even though they've concluded that the tourist is not the monster.
Yeah.
Ablacığım ben burasını sevmedim ben gidiyorum. Tımarhane gibi kayfa girersen çıkarsın çiçek açılır.
That's healthy. Rand's plants are her children. God bless you. It must have been difficult to give birth to the prickly ones. Who's the father of them, Mr. Spock? What a Spock he is. There's something between you and him, right? Oh, okay, so Rand has been combined with Chapel.
Yeah.
Oh, he just shapeshifted and genuinely looks a lot like the Swahili guy who he shapeshifted into in the man trap.
So he did just do that directly in front of
Not that much, but enough so that it's a pretty clear reference.
Yeah.
She's grabbing people's faces in front of the tourist.
He's run away at this point, surely.
I mean, we have to assume that he has some kind of freezing power. And it's just stacking these dead ladies up in a closet somewhere.
Christ.
Right?
She just died from that.
Yeah, she has little marks on her.
Stroked her face like 3 times. And that was enough to kill her.
Kabakular. Sıfık abi. Bana bak o çiçek vardı ya hani girdi çıktı tayfa onun yok. Beyaz oldu herif var Mr. Tourist.
Wait, that's her in the background. Oh my god, that's a Space Mutiny level mistake. I didn't think that would happen twice in my life. If no one here has seen a Space Mutiny, which was done on Mystery Science Theater, infamously, there's a plot-relevant scene where a specific named character is murdered, and then they cut to the bridge to a shot that's basically a close-up of her.
Right, okay. Well, there is sort of kind of a similar thing in the original series, though, because I can't remember the character's name, but there's the guy who played 2 different lieutenants.
Well, at least that's in separate episodes, not scenes in the same movie.
True, but his character was killed off. He played a new character for a season, and then his old character came back. Like...
What is happening now?
I don't know. He's just staring at him.
Oh, changing to McCoy. Of course, because it happened in the original episode. Even though the last person you would turn into to attack McCoy is McCoy.
Because he's going to caught him that something's wrong.
I don't want to give him too much credit, though, the way this has been playing out.
Tuz kalmamış. Herhal profesörü bulmalıyız. Işınlanma hazırlansın, iniyoruz.
And these security guards are just like, get me off this picture.
Yatıyor nefsamız yerde. Mr. Tourist bizimle gelin. Aşağı iniyor. Burada bıraksan durmam zaten ayıbettin. Hadi Naşit Bey yürü. Yürü. Tayfalarımın garip bir yaratık tarafından öldürüldüğüne artık şüphem kalmadı. Aramızda her an istediği...
He was white, then came, then turned out to be dark, and the girl... ...
Just like I'm not listening to a word
Nasıl oldu bu iş ya?
Now they've brought him back down to the planet.
Seni de böyle saçma sapan...
Sure, why not?
Sure.
And McCoy's just... Fake McCoy is just gnawing on his hand, like, as you do.
Fark ederim. Saksı gibi oturur sizi beklerim.
So is actual McCoy just dead in this?
Neden hala gitmediniz?
No, they showed the creature make eye contact with him and then shift into him, and then the creature walked into the next scene and McCoy didn't. So presumably he's just like still musing up against that bulkhead.
Bak 9. gücünü kullan aç kapıyı.
Oh, is Spock gonna do a super strength thing? Oh yeah, he is. See, they set all that up with dialogue in a deliberate instance of planting and payoff. I say, desperate to find some level of craft in this motion picture.
What is that outfit? Oh my god! Well, that costume.
Okay, so the Salt Vampire has exposed itself to Kirk on the surface of the planet. So things are playing out a little differently. Ooh, maybe now they're going to riff the arena.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because now he's running against this rocky background. Pick up a rock and throw it at him. Oh man, that costume is rough. I'm sorry.
Or are they going to do where no man's
They breathe fire! What are we supposed to do with this?
I don't know. I'm so confused. There's still 20 minutes of this left.
He's throwing the rock.
Yes.
Okay, so if it's a salt vampire with fire magic, does that make it a Tremere?
Yeah, I definitely get what that means.
Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade. I'm sure someone will get it.
Oh, I still need to play that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Also, I called the arena reference in advance with the Little Rock and Big Rock. I'll park here, sit like a flower pot, and wait for you. I think that was the tourist in the previous scene.
I guess so.
Jim! Ne var Mr. Spock?
Did he just call him Jim?
Wait, Now there's two monsters because McCoy is still around.
I'm so confused.
Maybe that's just an unrelated monster. Even though it did look like a very, very cheap attempt at the salt vampire costume.
No, it was definitely supposed to be a salt vampire.
Maybe that's the twist. There's two vampires and one of them breathes fire.
As you do.
Man. Like, if you are just listening to this commentary track, Orphan, without seeing it, God bless you. You must be even more confused than us.
I don't know if they will be. I don't think what we're watching has given us any context as to what's going on.
Well, yeah, but at least we can sort of spot the visual references.
Okay.
The tourist has just disappeared from the story for a good clip. They had Kirk fight the monster, and now they're having some kind of talk with the fake McCoy. I just heard that. The fake McCoy as opposed to the real McCoy.
Oh. Sorry, I was going to make a joke at the end of this about how this was so bad that we're going to fire Dave, but I think we'll just fire you instead. For that joke.
Fair. I mean, I wouldn't really mind at this point.
Wait.
It discovered Ömer's weakness.
Oh no.
I mean, is it really that sad?
This whole thing is sad. The fact that we're putting ourselves through this is sad. Merry fucking Christmas. This is going up on Christmas Day, by the way.
Okay, they figured out that the monster's a shapeshifter, at least.
That's
because the script told them to.
What was that Ömer told them, like, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, but he's Ömer.
Oh, yeah.
Dur be kızım, görmüyor musun? Kaba kulak altında kalmış Allah müstakın. Bana bak, biz burada şey yapıyoruz. İyi misiniz Mr. Tourist? Ne demek iyi misiniz?
Oh, wow, they gave him a communicator. And he threw it away. He'd rather get all his salt sucked out if he can touch this lady.
She's definitely touched him more than...
Yeah, like, he should be dead. Maybe he's just really full of 20th century salt.
Hadi. Yo, baş yedin artık. Uzatma işte. Gel bakayım.
What?
No.
Nereye gidiyorsun be?
Even he's confused. What?
Well, naturally, I want Spock more because Spock has a pulse of 1430 and can survive pressures that would destroy us.
Definitely. Presumably he has more salt than anybody as well, though.
Wasn't he immune to the monster in the original episode, or did we not find out?
Remember, to be honest with you. The memory of what's happening in this is taking up valuable brain cells. I don't have any of that.
Well, he's got, copper compounds in his blood, but that might not matter. I mean, Vulcans are kind of like horseshoe crabs.
Sure. That's going to be the tagline for this episode, is just you saying Vulcans are like horseshoe crabs.
That makes perfect sense in context.
I'm sure it does. It's still going to look stupid when I put it on the app.
Spock, koru beni.
So Mr. Spock, who only has logical thoughts, believes that there's an actual Vulcan babe on this planet trying to score with him.
Yep. I do love it because the subtitles
he just slapped Ömer.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, now he's fighting Kirk because that also happened in episode.
Yes. You'll notice that I've name dropped a few episodes in this and not name dropped others, and it's again because I have an awful memory and can't remember what that episode was called.
No, that makes you a normal person. as opposed to someone who is obsessed over a television show for most of their life. But to be fair, I have lots of obsessions.
Have you seen like this whole project?
Wait, what?
What is this if not an obsession?
Oh my god, Lurpas! There's just a pile of Lurpas there so they can do a muck time.
Oh, you ate some head enough. Okay, that's... licking each other. What?
I know it's subtitles from the previous scene, but I appreciate it that it's over the image of Kirk and Spock.
Yeah.
I came beyond the stars for you.
Oh dear. Did the stars give consent?
See, and this is funny because I was just watching Lower Decks where they had a Lurpa gag.
Oh, right. Oh.
Oh, now it's McCoy. The spell is broken.
I
I was dead for others, I always live for you. Okay.
She was someone else a minute ago, then she became long-eared.
Gelebilen korkunç bir canavarla karşı karşıyayız. Birbirimizi kaybetmeden onu arayalım hemen. Bana aramak, başımı derde sokmak, yüzüm... Bir dakika! Hadi bakalım Kaptan Köy.
Wow.
Güçlüler de seni gezegenimden atamazlarsa...
Back off, I'll shoot the girl. Jesus, okay.
Yep, here comes Hercules, a.k.a. Ruck.
Okay, that subtitle doesn't need repeating.
What? Tell me that guy's all animated.
The box has gone off his back, though.
Oh, hey. Nice observation. Probably he couldn't do acrobatics with it.
Probably.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Nasıl attım tabancayı ama?
Yeah!
Oh, there's a lot
Of
of them.
course, they're mass-produced. Obviously, they saw Data and Lore coming.
Yeah, clearly.
No, I can tell they're different people because they have different amounts of chest hair.
Well, I'm wondering if this is supposed to be
Yeah! What is Spock doing?
Was that the episode? I can't remember if I've got the right episode name, but the one with the guy who makes all the android women.
Imud?
No, I'm thinking of it. No, well, Mud's Women is one, but I was. Is it What a Little Girl's Made Of? Is that the right one?
Yeah, that's the one. I think it's that's the one with the big android that I was referencing with Ruck.
Yeah.
Ben kalmalarını istiyorum.
But I think that might be what they're trying to pastiche.
Yep, for sure.
It's not fair.
Geç artık. Teker gelin ulan, teker. Yerim Allah canım atını.
I have seen less convincing fights, but only on the playground.
I was just going to say, this is pathetic. But...
You really shouldn't have put away the Lurpas.
No, they would have been useful.
Yeah, never to speak of the phasers or the tricorders or the communicators or the starship.
Yeah. What is he doing?
I don't know. Maybe he's going native. He's making them fight each other.
Oh, right.
This is going to be like that one animated series episode where he kills and replaces Dr. McCoy, but then he's kind of now they're Dr. McCoy, and they're just going to be like, oh, well.
I'm rapidly losing all sense of sanity.
What? Wow, they even gave him a different looking laser prop because he used the pilot's laser prop in the actual episode.
Yeah.
Bütün savaş gemileri buraya gelir. Çok insan. Çok tuz. Onların hepsiyle savaşamayız. Ölüm gelir bizim için. Atılgandakilerin gitmesi şart. Güzel tokulu. Geri dön. Geri dön.
Yeah, just don't use the gun at all.
I just really don't know what they're trying to accomplish here.
Don't know.
He bit a guy. I really hope he didn't actually bite that extra because, like, he probably got an infection and lost the arm. Gymnasts with tuberculosis arrived. Apparently that was Omer's description of the androids.
I have no words at this point. I'm broken. We've got to record another podcast after this.
You know, you came in here all expecting this to break me. And I'm like...
Oh no, I knew it would break me too.
Yeah, at least we have a third season of TNG after this to remind us that there is a god.
You might have to take the lead on that one. Yeah.
Oh, so Kirk had the communicator the whole time?
Oh, okay.
Naturally. Oh, yeah, so there is a McCoy on the ship. He's not dead. I don't know why we care, but...
He saw the creature copy and was just like, okay.
Also, like, generic green shirt guy is commanding the ship. So is that supposed to be... I saw Scotty in the credits, and they've mentioned Sulu.
I don't know.
Doesn't resemble either one of them.
No. But then the McCoy looks more like Chekhov, so...
Yeah, but at least he's in the right color shirt.
Well, yeah, but that's rare in this.
I mean, it seems like sometimes they're working off some really specific reference, and then other times they're just not.
Will you shoot me? Yes.
Yeah, like if they'd invented the nerve pinch by the time they filmed the man trap, that probably would have been how Spock took the professor down.
Yeah. Why would you beam McCoy down when you know that the creature's copying him? Because now you don't know which one's which.
Oh, maybe they're going to rip off the end of the Asylum episode.
Oh, yeah.
Letting yourself get hit on the head was not a solution Solomon would have approved, Spock. Which I believe was dialogue inserted by William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy about how they thought the writer was an idiot and that never would have happened.
Of course.
Oh, bless you with this radio television something machine. So that was clearly what Ömer was doing in the previous...
I'm so confused.
I mean, the guy they got for Kirk doesn't not look like a weird Chris Pine, William Shatner hybrid.
That's fair. Well, I meant to tweet this earlier and completely forgot. I saw a picture of Chris Pine earlier where he looked weirdly like Jonathan Frakes.
Huh.
I'll tweet about it later and you can go see it now. Maybe I'm wrong.
Interesting.
But that's not relevant to this in the slightest.
Well, he's not as large. Oh, now he's the ex-fiance again.
Yardım et bana sevgilim.
Well, I guess they haven't figured out that she's the monster because she disappeared.
Leonard, korkuyorum.
It's nice of her to wear a completely different style of outfit that's exactly the same length as the crew miniskirts.
Convenient, that.
Koru beni Leonard.
Çekil onun yanından doktor. Ne oluyorsun Jim? O Nancy değil.
Oh, so McCoy's come down and they think it's the fake. Right, okay.
Right, that actually makes sense, which is surprising.
İhtiyacı olan garip mahluk bu.
Oh, dear.
Nancy, bak, tuz. Tuz!
Yeah. Oh, that's smart. I mean, I think that's what they did in the episode, but still.
Yeah.
It's bootstrapped smart. Okay, they actually changed it to one of the last members of an extinct species because they had the other one fight Kirk.
Yeah.
Ona ihtiyacın var. Onu korkutuyorsun Jim.
Well, to be fair, you do see another one in the original series, though, don't you? In
Şu haline bak.
I can't remember the episode. The one with Trelane.
Jim korkutuyorsun onu.
Oh, they reused the costume.
Yeah, he's got one as like an exhibit in his mansion.
Right.
Ne yapıyorsun doktor?
Oh, yeah, now we have the... This sound effect.
It's something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is he just
Or
letting
is
her
it
do
sound
that?
effect? Is it music?
I don't know. It sounded like a scream.
Hmm.
Doktor. Kaptanı öldürecek. Vurun.
Why are they just letting her do this to Kirk?
Because McCoy sucks in this version?
Apparently so.
Oh, they're doing it. I swear this is from another episode. They're slugging someone and it doesn't do anything.
It is. And this particular way.
Okay, it's Major Scotty is the one in the green outfit.
Right, okay.
McCoy is just doing much more of a Renfield thing. Oh, there we go.
Okay. That's not what that's supposed to look
Spock
like.
has this horrified expression.
That's not what the other one looked like either, though.
No, it's not. It's just got like a vaguely similar head. Okay, this is actually dragged out a little more.
Yeah, just a bit.
Affet beni.
The phaser effect is quite something.
I mean, I'll forgive that for 1973 and essentially a fan production.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
mean, no insult to the Turkish film industry, but it's an unauthorized pastiche of Star Trek. So
Üzgünüm.
from that perspective, it's a fan film.
Yeah, I guess.
Canavar bu canavar.
Also, it's really striking how theoretically Ömer the Tourist is the main character of this movie, but he's not involved in the climax because the climax is just lifted from the episode.
He's not been involved in half the film, to be fair.
Yeah, because they just are restaging Star Trek bits.
What was that?
Ey gözünü seveyim.
Here they say they're beaming him back to his own time, but they're really just going to beam him into space.
Onu yere göndereceğiz. Hadi ya bundan yere gönder.
I'll accept that.
Işık
Hector.
enerjisi seni...
Yeah, that's my fanon, and I'm sticking to it.
Abi,
This-
duruma indir.
It'll turn out this was the last Ömer the Tourist film.
Ya yerimizden kımıldamayın Mr. Turist. Oldu. Abiler hepinize çok çok teşekkür ederim. Allah razı olsun.
Yeah, I think I only just really internalized that the word tourist is in English, so I guess that's just a direct loan word, or just part of his title.
Şimdi birbirimize
Possibly.
kırmayalım bir kompozit
I don't
makinenin
know.
havasını. Siz yerinize geçin.
I feel like there's
As-
something in the depths of my brain that's telling me that English took the word tourist from Turkish, but I might be
Bir
making that up.
vedalaşalım ya. Gel canım doktor.
Well, as the real Spock would say, fascinating.
Yes.
Hey arkadaşım be. Oğlak. Yani ne atarım ne satarım seni ha. Gel lan bir daha film. Ya içimden geldi. Bir
Man,
daha.
Spock got madder at Kirk for no reason than he's getting to Ömer now for like fondling him. He just did like the shake my hand, oh no, too slow thing.
Neyse ben anca giderim bu hızla.
Oh Christ.
Hadi güle güle Mesut. Beni ışınla enerjiyle.
When we get to the point in society where, like, I mean, sort of moral issues aside, where we can make films with actors who are long dead and just sort of CG them in, I want a version of this, but with the actual cast of the original series.
Oh lord. Uh-oh. He didn't want to be back there.
Açarsın ha. Sıpak abi. Kaba kulak. Ha? Dur
Yes,
yanımda
oh
durma.
dear.
Kaba kulak abi. Beni kurtar ya.
Oh, now his ears are pointed for
What?
some reason.
What? Why?
Hey,
Ulan ne adamsın kulak seni.
I don't know.
Oh, now he can nerf pitch them.
Sure.
Yavrum yalnız kulaklarını değil kuvvetini de ver. Allah senden razı olsun ya.
Why do they keep saying months? The subtitles keep saying months.
I assume that's some kind of relevant idiom.
Possibly.
Eyvallah Sıfak abi. Sağ ol, var ol, kaba kulak. Kasımpaşa'dan hepinize sevgilerimle karışık. Selamlar ederim. Hadi eyvallah.
They're just like smiling at the camera, which I can't even dock them for, considering the number of original series episodes that ended with them laughing at the camera.
Yeah, I mean...
Ama gene de iyi adamdı doktor. Harekete hazır olun Mr. Spock. Görev başına.
Is that the end?
Bölgeden ayrılma işlemi
It just
tamamen...
spliced in footage from the Apollo mission.
I didn't recognise it as that, but sure.
Baziki, barbecue.
And then just...
Is that a knockoff Sony logo with just SON?
It's just the Sony logo, but they cut the... Oh, and it just cuts. Okay.
So we'll never find out what the subtitles are in that last scene where he's a Vulcan. And somehow I will live with that.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. I'm going to be honest. That was Ömer the Tourist in Star Trek, I think it was called. I'm going to be honest, I feel like I have less brain cells after watching that than I did at the beginning.
Yeah.
But, I don't even know how to end this. Patrick, help me out.
You were like, you blindsided me with this.
Like,
like,
but you're the actual host of this.
Wow. No, I cannot say I recommend this to the discerning or casual viewer.
Oh, I do, just for the experience. Well, absolutely watch this. You'll hate yourself afterwards, but...
Okay, so people losing brain cells and still having fun. I guess this explains alcoholism.
Yeah, there you go. This is alcohol in film form. That's what we've decided. Before we wrap up, this episode is going out on Christmas Day for Patreons and Boxing Day for everyone else, which means it will be, depending on which of those you are, either 2 or 3 days until the charity live stream that I'm doing. So I'm going to plug that quickly.
Woohoo!
On the 28th of December, I'm having to remember this off the top of my head because I haven't got my phone in my hands. I believe it's the 28th of December from midday until midnight. I'm going to be streaming Star Trek Online. I played like an hour of it before, and I don't remember any of it, so we're going to start from scratch. People in the chat are going to pick my race and everything for me, so that's going to be interesting. And it's in aid of raising money for Diabetes UK. Obviously, people who've been following the podcast for a while know that I was diagnosed with diabetes a couple of months ago, so it's sort of quite personal to me. My original target for donations was £100. We've already hit that, and the stream isn't for another 2 weeks, so that's quite something. I've raised it to £250. If we hit that, then wow. But whatever we raise, I'm already happy. So, like I said, 28th of December, midday, that's UK time, so GMT, until midnight. Hopefully going to have some fun. There might be some, we're still working it out, but there might be some giveaways and prizes during it as well for people who come along and watch. But until the next episode and until that stream, I've been Sam.
I've been Patrick, and may God have mercy on our souls.
I've Never Seen is brought to you by our followers over on Patreon, including Rob Berg,